How's it? Today is Wednesday, February 8th. It is the back squat day. Four fives and then 110. 134 is the weight. That's pretty high. I think that's the highest I've done for like tens in the last 2 years, 3 years maybe. Last time I did tens this heavy, I think was probably or not. Well, it was heavier than this, but like even approaching this weight was I think in 2018 before I started getting coached by Steve. That was a long, long time ago. Lots has gone on, lots has changed since then, but I'm excited to finally be getting to the point where it might be, hitting PRs. Today was hard. I didn't feel very like fast today, like when I was warming up. And here's my first set. I don't think any pains were necessarily present. My lower back felt fine. My mid back that's been giving me issues, the for the last couple of years. That was a little bit of an issue, and I felt something kind of happening or lingering in my neck, like in the backside of my neck where the bar is. And I don't know if that's me stretching a little bit too much or a little bit too aggressively for my mid back type of stuff, but it did kind of go away about halfway through the sets. I think this set here is the best set. If not this one, then it was the second set. But it feels like as I get to depth, I don't actually know where I am in space. So sometimes I just let tension go and end up bottoming out, and then I have to kind of catch it back and push. Typically, it doesn't happen on the first rep of every set, but once I rebreathe or regroup, then it does happen. Here's my last set of five. My hips shoot out in the second rep. It's kind of similar in the third rep. I've been thinking about kind of doing like a hip tracking video where I like just look at where my hips go and draw a line and see how bad it is, because it kind of goes back then forward then up, or sometimes it all over the place, right? Here's my set of 10. I honestly wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do this. I take a long, 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 long rest at the end between 8 and 9, and then between 9 and 10. My ninth rep is just really not good. But I think, all the ones before it, leading up to it, it's just that accumulated fatigue. And I don't know, like as far as like everything, the way it feels like absolute death. Right, this is my ninth one, but it doesn't look too bad. And I'm obviously struggling. I'm trying my best to kind of keep my trunk as tight as possible, and continue to have core stability through that. But sometimes I'm just unable to do it. Um, yeah, I don't know how else to say that. Um, for those squats, one thing that is noteworthy for me, like specific to me, is that I typically when I get tired, I end up pushing my knees in and I get into knee valgus or knee bola as it is commonly known. And I don't think I did it nearly as much as it felt like it was. When I watched this video back, I've definitely had significantly more knee caving in the past, and that's a good sign. I haven't had the best squat technique for a while, a couple of years at this point, and finally I'm able to move into a plane of motion that I like would rather move into. Um, and it's making me kind of question about how far I can get if I actually squat properly. Um, but yeah, back into the video here. I do my overhead press here. This is actually the same weight that I did last week, but last week I did two fives and then one three because it was just going to be way too hard to do five fives. And today I took an extra warm up set, so I went 20, 40, 55, 60, and then 64. And I think that helped a lot. So I'm happy that I was able to do that. I don't know if I can increase 2 kilos next week. I think I'm going to probably increase by 1 kilo next week and then still keep the 2 kilo increase on the squat. And we'll see where this goes. 136 is very close to 300 pounds, so that's cool. That's a cool thought to think about. After those presses, I did my split squats, my dips, and then some back extensions. I made the conscious decision to omit the dumbbell overhead walk today when I walked in. Independent of how I felt for my shoulders, I just was a lot later than I wanted it to be, and so I knew that it was going to take a long time to get to that spot in the training session. So I was like, whatever, I got to do some stuff before I get back to my apartment. And yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with how today went. It was definitely very challenging, but I'm still making progress for the squat, and my knee doesn't hurt. That's a positive. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Shoots.